we have implemented a conditional flow. Yes, it is the catch-all/other flow, and we've implemented a race fault policy in that flow as per Apigee recommendations. Now that we know that we need to specify /weather or /venues, let's go ahead and make that call. Well, that gave us an internal error. What gives? The request is made, the server comes back and says internal error. Ah, of course. Weather. We've got an extra path parameter here. We need to remove that in subsequent calls. Let's go see how that's done. The path suffix adjustments are done on the request flow on the target endpoints. It can be in the pre or post flow. We're going to add it to the pre-flow, and we're going to use the assign message policy to set this. In the assign message policy, we are going to set Apigee's variable target.copy.path suffix to false, thereby telling Apigee to not go ahead and copy the URI path. Let's go ahead and save it, deploy it, and then issue the call again. And now we see we get the data. What did Apigee do? The request was received. The assign message policy fired. And then the request to the server was /cityinfo/weather. And of course the server was happy with that and gave us back the data that we needed. We need to do the same thing on venues. Let's go ahead and do it. So we go to the target endpoint for Foursquare and do the same operation. But here we can just copy that existing policy since it's doing the desired action, which is instruct Apigee to not copy the path suffix when making a call to the target. So let's go ahead and save and make this call. We want to ensure that we call cityinfo/venues. And when we do, we get an error. What's this error all about? And in fact, it's from OpenWeather. Let's have a look. Yes, our check of is the resource /weather. Well, that turns out to be false. Next is it /venues? Well, that's true. There is a policy that's applied to remove the path suffix. And then the request is getting sent to the target. The request is getting sent to OpenWeather. Well, yeah, that we could see. But why? Let's have a look. Aha, we do see that our flow /venues get is configured, but what we don't have is a rule, a route rule, telling it to use the target endpoint Foursquare versus the default endpoint that is currently configured. So let's go to the proxy endpoint, default flow, and look at the route rules there. We see the default one. Now we need to add the other one that looks for /venues. Now we have the two. One is a conditional, basically looks for /venues anything, and forwards that to target endpoint Foursquare. Anything else goes to default. Let's go ahead and make a call to Foursquare's venue API. And we get back the data. Let's see what Apigee did. Weather did not match. Venues did match. The condition on the rule matched. Assign message was processed. And the request that was sent to the target server was indeed Foursquare.